Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Grace and today I am super excited. I am actually going to be going over the new Kayali Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar. I was actually able to purchase the 50 ml perfume through the Huda Beauty website and it appears that there may have been a glitch. However, this should be available to purchase May 2nd. And I'll be going over my first thoughts and impressions, so this is not going to be a review whatsoever. I think it takes time to form an opinion or a conclusion about a fragrance, but I do hope you find my first impressions helpful if you are wanting to try out this perfume. For reference, I do love Kayali, so I don't want this to seem like a biased opinion or impression because I do overall love Kayali fragrances. I don't own all of their fragrances, but for the most part, I would say that if you do like Kayali, you may end up liking this fragrance as well. And as always, Kayali does it with their packaging. Their boxes are absolutely amazing. Their fragrance bottles are absolutely beautiful. And in particular, this bottle has an iridescent finish that I absolutely love. So let's get started with the main accords of this fragrance. This is sweet, woody, vanilla, fruity, amber, powdery, balsamic, aquatic, and caramel. And the key notes on the back of the box are candied pear, sweet violet, bubblegum, white caramel, rock sugar, vanilla cream. However, when I go into Fragrantica, the top notes here show as pear, vanilla, marshmallow, rum, violet leaves, and ylang ylang. And then the mid notes are bubblegum, jelly bean, caramel, jasmine, and labdanum. And then we have base notes of sugar, tonka, cashmere wood, vetiver, patchouli, and sandalwood. Now I wanted to give you guys a comparison on what I smell on paper versus what I smell on my skin. On paper, in the opening, I smell that pear and that sweet vanilla. Then towards the mid notes, I do get that rush of bubblegum and that sugary sweetness, but this is a powdery sugar mixed with that bubblegum. And then towards the dry down, I do still get the pear and I get the bubblegum and I still get that vanilla sweetness. But it stays like that throughout the dry down. On my skin, I initially get pear and sweet vanilla. Then in the mid notes, I do start to get that sweet sugary bubblegum and the vanilla is still there. But then towards the dry down, I can start smelling that woodiness. Unlike on paper, I can't really detect it. So on my skin, I can still smell the bubblegum, the pear, and the vanilla, but there's a slight woodiness to it, and then there's also a creamy sweetness. The reason why I wanted to do this comparison on paper versus on my skin is because you never truly get what it's going to smell like unless you actually wear it on your skin. And sometimes you do have to allow for the fragrance to sit for a little bit and see if it becomes what you want it to be. That's another factor that I wanted to include on here because I think sometimes we forget to do that. We just dismiss the fragrance right away upon first sniff, and I think you should just allow time. When I was on Fragrantica, I saw the reviews that this was being compared to Jean Paul Gaultier's La Belle, and it does have a similarity to it, but I think that fragrance takes a different approach where the amber and vanilla are deeper, but you still get the pear, so I see why it's being compared to it. And I do own La Belle, but like I said, I think that's just taking a different approach because La Belle is a little bit deeper, whereas Kayali is still sensual in this fragrance, but in my opinion, it's just taking a very different approach. But I think because the pear and the vanilla are in there, I think that's why people are finding it very similar. Now, my first thoughts and impressions are that this is sweet, but it's cozy and it's soft. And in my opinion, the sweetness is well balanced and it's overall a fun scent. I believe that even though this is meant to be Kayali's Vanilla 28 younger sister, this is still done in a wearable, sophisticated way. I think all Kayali fragrances have an elegance about them. And even though this is sweet, it's not childish. This is not your Ariana Grande Sweet Like Candy or those type of scents. And don't get me wrong, I like that fragrance, but this is still something that is flirty, it's sweet, it's done in a polished way. Anyone could wear this as long as you love vanilla and sweet scents. On me, this lasted moderately, so longevity I would say is moderate, and within a few hours, it becomes a skin scent. Now, my conclusion for now, based on my first impression and one full day of wear, is that this is not groundbreaking. One day of wear may not be a lot, but honestly, I think for me, it's enough to form my initial thoughts and opinions on this fragrance, so take that with a grain of salt. This is not something that I would say run and get it, but if you feel like you have to try it, then by all means. Even though I like it, it's not a love. It's a very well balanced, sweet, flirty fragrance that is done in an elevated way, but you do get that burst of bubblegum. So if you're not into that, then I would say you definitely don't need it. And if overall you don't prefer Kayali scents, then this will probably be a pass for you. However, I like being able to give my fragrances a bit of time to sit, which is what I'll do with this one and see if it becomes a love. Let me know if you guys are dying to try this or if you're going to wait to try this at a later time when it's not so hyped up, because let's be honest, all Kayali fragrances get hyped right away and then they sell out. So let me know what your thoughts are on that. I know this video was just short and sweet. However, I did want to give you guys my first thoughts and impressions on this fragrance. So I hope you did find it a little bit helpful. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye!